Yo, 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 what's going on, yo? What's going on, man? We live, we live. Let me make sure that my audio is correct. Let me make sure the audio is correct before I step. We definitely in the building, man. I'm gonna let these notifications go out. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. You know what I mean? We definitely got some things to talk about in the boxing world, man. We're gonna speak about this Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia situation, along with Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor, the rematch, one of the fights of the year at the point in time it had happened, man, seems to be official. So we got some things that we need to discuss. But let me make sure my audio is correct. You see what I mean? Let me make sure everything is all good. See what I mean? All right, the audio is correct. Cool, cool, cool. Like I said, man, this is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV, back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna be on here too long. You know what I mean? I got my son sleep in the other room, and I just want to make sure he cool for the night. You know what I mean? Try to take advantage of these precious moments. You know what I mean? But we definitely gonna get to talking about some boxing for sure. So shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. Get the like button. You know what I mean? Hit the like button, man. Let's get the algorithm on the up. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it on and popping for sure, for sure. You know what I mean? We on the road to 2K too. We on the road to 2K. You know what I mean? We about to hit that 1900 mark in due time, man. The channel is growing, getting bigger, stronger every day, man. I'm very appreciative for that. So shout out to everybody that's in the building. Hit the like button, y'all. Let's get it on. Let's get it popping. Let's get the algorithm on the up. You know what I mean? So we can show up on these other people's home pages, even if they don't like us, man. We still popping up on their home page. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you mean. All right, y'all. Let's get into it. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I ain't gonna be on here too long, and I'm highly doubtful that they send my post notifications. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. Let me hit. Let me inform. Let's see. Let's see. Let me make sure I hit everybody up. Make sure everything is cool before I get to talking on here. For sure, for sure. Make sure everything is. All right, y'all. Let's talk about what's currently going on in boxing, man, because I think this shit was hilarious. You know what I mean? The whole build up for Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney has been pretty funny, man. You know, besides the mental health episodes that Ryan Garcia has been having, you know what I mean? For the most part, it's been a pretty fun build up. And it's fight week. I mean, it's fight week. It's fight week. It's fight week. So you already know when it's the week of the fight, the guys genuinely don't like each other and they really try and build the fight up to the best of their ability. They're gonna do some things that's controversial. So I was looking for Ryan Garcia to do some things, you know what I mean? And best believe he did. That boy had like a military book bag on or some shit, man, with no shirt on. You know what I mean? Just walking in the building talking about he ran down on somebody and you know, he coming in, he blasting Tupac on his phone and like you could just completely tell that he's psyching himself out. You see what I mean? Psyching himself out, you know what I mean? Just trying to tell himself that, you know, he's built for the moment. You see what I mean? Talking crazy to the media. You know what I mean? He don't want to answer any questions that he finds not appealing and shit like that. And he was pretty pissed off because Devin Haney, I guess, had shown up to the face off a little late. So you already know Devin Haney eventually makes his way there. Shout out to Claymore Rain. He said, "Long time no see, good brother. Y'all appreciate you, man. What's up? What's up?" But anyway, yeah, man. So they was doing their little face off or whatever, and you know, Ryan Garcia got to talking crazy. You know what I mean? He got to talking crazy to Devin Haney speaking on the man's mother and shit like that, and was calling him a bitch in the process. And if you're a grown ass man, there's only so many times that you're gonna be willing to be called a bitch before you pop off or respond. You know what I mean? And I guess Devin Haney had enough of the constant bullshit that Ryan Garcia was spewing. So he mushed him. He mushed him. And Ryan Garcia, you could tell that he was embarrassed though. I'm gonna tell y'all that. You know what I mean? They talking about that Ryan Garcia is a master troll and shit like that, but you could tell that he was completely off guard. He was completely caught off guard by Devin Haney's response that he didn't really know how to react, which is why he was doing the like making all these noises and just trying to make it seem like that was something that he was anticipating. The reality is he wasn't anticipating that at all. I mean, he definitely wasn't anticipating it. And I just felt embarrassed for him, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I felt embarrassed for the kid. You know what I mean? And the fact that he didn't even think or have like the reflex to, defend himself in that situation was kind of weird to me as well. It's like, yo, this dude Ryan Garcia, like he likes to get in people's face and scream and do all this crazy shit, but like he's not even ready for the repercussions that could come behind it. You see what I mean? So I thought that was pretty funny, man. Devin Haney just mushed this dude. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna share my screen right now, and I'm gonna just tell y'all my overall thoughts on this confrontation, transpired. You know what I mean? Let's check this out right here. Shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. Let's get the likes up. So more people can know exactly what's going on with the channel, man. It's pretty slow today. I already know off top we ain't get them notifications sent out, but it is what it is, man. We still gonna make it do what it do regardless. You see what I mean? So let's get into the reaction, man. Yo, bro, I couldn't believe this shit because I was actually, when you make videos every day, man, you looking for something to talk about. There's some times where it's like you run out of shit to talk about. You really cover everything. You see what I mean? When you're consistent. And I was looking for something to talk about. You know what I mean? Obviously, I know it's the fight week between Devin Haney and Ryan, so I'm looking for something to speak about with them, but I cover all like the, you know what I mean, the main topics. And then that happened, and I was like, shit, thank you. I was like, thank you, shit. You definitely helped me out with that one, my brother. I ain't gonna lie to you. But yo, shout out to Fight Hub TV, man. You know what I mean? Fight Hub TV. They were one of the media members that was there when the whole situation had happened between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. So I'm gonna share my screen, and I'm gonna let you guys know what I think about this entire situation, man. Hit the like button, man. Hit the like button. So this is it right here. Fight Hub TV, man. Hopefully they don't give me a strike or nothing like that. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Let's see what's up. So they on a skyscraper or some shit. I'm not sure exactly what it is. See, so y'all hear that? Where's your mom, bitch? I want to know exactly what inspired Ryan Garcia to say that, because as far as I'm concerned, Devin Haney doesn't really ever talk about his mother. You know what I'm saying? He never brought up his mother or anything like that. If anything, your mom is in the building. So what you're doing is, by saying this, is allowing, or at least giving Devin Haney, the opportunity to disrespect your mom right in front of you. You see what I mean? So I don't understand what made him necessarily say that. I had my boy Low Nose Boxer hit me up and say that Ryan Garcia was really referring to Devin Haney's grandmother, who unfortunately passed away not too long ago. You see what I mean? That's what Lowe was under the belief that he was talking about. But in all honesty, I think that Ryan Garcia knew exactly what he was saying. You know what I mean? And in all honesty, he spoke about it later on after that situation, was pretty much saying how Bill Haney was pimping Devin Haney's mother. You know what I mean? Which is probably what inspired him to bring up Devin Haney's mom when they faced off. You see what I mean? So let's get further into it. Yeah, but he's coming out speaking crazy off of the rip, though, just completely disrespectful. You see what I mean? But let's continue moving on. I think Devin Haney said, "Your fat ass mom." So I think he responded and called his mother fat. So they talking greasy. Let's.
Where's your mom at? Where's your mom, bitch? Where's your mom, bitch? Where's your mom, bitch? Where's your mom, bitch? Where's your mom?
Where your fat ass mom? Damn, there you go. How do you react like that? How do you react like that? Like you literally get disrespected. You get mushed. That man puts hands and palm on your face, and it literally, you fall into your crowd of people, and the first thing that goes in your head to do is make weird noises. The first thing you should be doing, in all honesty, is defending yourself. There's no reason why. I don't give a fuck how much money y'all making. There's no reason why this man should be putting hands on your face outside of the ring. You see what I mean? That's like the ultimate type of disrespect. That lets you know that Devin Haney don't respect this man at all. Like, keep it 1,000. That's exactly. Hold on, let me see. How can I do this? Yeah. Let's do it like that. That lets you know right then and there that this man has zero respect for Ryan Garcia. You know what I mean? He's not worried about anything that may happen. He's not concerned about Ryan Garcia's reaction at all. So he really just, in Devin Haney's head, he know that Ryan Garcia saw, and he know nothing was going to come out of him, ultimately disrespecting him like that. You see what I mean? Like, even like as a man, bro, like why didn't your reflexes kick off to at least like push Devin Haney's hand or something like that, or to at least step forward and try to retaliate? Nothing really came out of Ryan Garcia off of this situation, bro, and it was a pretty weird reaction, man. Like, he's sitting there laughing, but at the same time, you could see in Ryan Garcia's face that he's definitely shocked. Look at him. He don't really know what to do in this situation. This is just my interpretation. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on in Ryan Garcia's head, but you could tell that, it's a little bit of shock in there with a slight pinch of embarrassment. You see what I mean? That's just what I think. But let's look back at it.
Where's your mom at? Where's your mom, bitch? 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 Where's your mom, bitch?
Mighty warrior, Ryan Garcia!
Hey, I don't even need to. You're gonna get killed. You're gonna get killed on April 20th. Yeah, for all that disrespect. Watch. You can't stop it now. Yeah. He said, yeah, Miss Garcia, you can't stop it now. It got real. Yeah, it got real. It got real. It got real. Yeah, it got real. Yeah, it got real. You worse than that gonna happen to you.
Bill is pissed and just using this opportunity as a moment to, get the people all riled up and stuff like that. He got his promoter hat on still. Let's not get it confused. You know what I mean? He's just taking advantage of the moment. But bro, I don't know. I don't know how Ryan Garcia could just do that, bro. Like, I don't know how he could do that, bro. I don't really get it at all. You know what I'm saying? I really don't get it at all, how you can allow this to happen and nothing really comes as a result of it. That's mind-blowing to me. I feel like in terms of the psychological games, bro, it seems like it's a Devin Haney favor because this man done put hands on you, bro. And you can say all the shit that you want, but this man put hands on you outside of the ring and you did nothing about it. So how far is this trash talk really? How valid is this trash talk gonna be if this man put hands on you outside of the ring and you didn't even think to retaliate or anything like that? J Cash says he's already defeated, in my opinion. I'm leaning towards what you're saying, man. Go Good says it's obvious they're not trying to hurt each other. They came up together, now they breaking bread. Well, I think when I disagree with you. I'm gonna just say that I disagree with you. Because you could tell that Devin Haney genuinely doesn't like Ryan Garcia. Because he had heard some things that Ryan Garcia had to say about Devin Haney's religion. I don't think that Devin Haney will lie about his religion being disrespected in order to build up, a fight. You know what I mean? I genuinely believe that, he does not like Ryan Garcia. He doesn't like him. And, I think that this bad blood is real. You know what I mean? I think it's more personal on Devin Haney's side than Ryan's, in all honesty. I think that Ryan Garcia wouldn't have a problem being friends with him after the fact. But Devin Haney has made it clear that he's not shaking his hand after the fight. You see what I mean? So this is personal on the Haney side. You can see it right here in Bill Haney's eyes. He's not fucking around. He genuinely, like, there's a lot of passion behind what he's saying in this sequence, in this statement right here, in this moment.
On April 20th. Yeah, and Oscar can't say. And Oscar can't say worse than that. Yeah, you took it, and you're going to eat a lot more before you. Hey, listen, you're going to hit that canvas, boy. Yeah.
Yeah, Bill Haney is dead ass serious, bro. He's not joking at all. You can see that shit in his mannerism. You can see it in how, he's maintaining eye contact the whole time. The boy, the old head, not laughing, none of that. So he dead ass serious. He dead ass serious. Bill Haney's team seems dead ass serious. And this might get ugly, man. If I'm like you claiming it's scripted, bro. I don't think this is scripted at all. Not on Devin Haney's end. It might be scripted on Ryan Garcia's end. You know what I mean? Because he's the one that's doing all these antics to get attention around the fight. But I think that on Devin Haney's side, he's taking more of a business approach. You see what I mean? Look, everybody's looking at it like it's a soap opera and shit like that. Yo, listen. If y'all think that neither one of these dudes is cut like that, that's cool. You know what I mean? I don't know these dudes, so I'm not going to sit here and act like these dudes is hard body or anything like that. But what I'm trying to say is this is personal. This is personal on the Haney side. I know that for a fact that this shit is personal. They not playing around. Now, Ryan Garcia, he put his best troll hat on. He's really trying to get under their skin, and I think he's done it successfully. Now, getting underneath somebody's skin doesn't necessarily mean that you have the psychological edge, because there's some people you could piss off and throw them off of their game, and then there's people that you could piss off that ultimately elevate their game as a result. Oscar De La Hoya was one of them. Oscar De La Hoya was one of them dudes that if you pissed him off, you did yourself a disservice. You see what I mean? When Mayorga pissed off Oscar De La Hoya made him pay for that. When Fernando Vargas pissed off De La Hoya, Fernando Vargas paid for that. You see what I mean? Then there's other people that get thrown off. There's dudes who get emotional. They get thrown off of their game, like Teofimo Lopez. I think that he allowed Cambosa's words and in the build-up to the fight to get to his head and to throw him off of his game plan. As a result, he beat himself. You know what I mean? So it's just different types of people. Now, we're going to see exactly how Devin Haney approaches this fight with Ryan Garcia, because I don't think I've ever seen Devin Haney this mad. I've seen him push Lomachenko and shit like that, but it wasn't as personal as this situation right here. I've seen Devin Haney traditionally be extremely disciplined and focused and according to the game plan, but this is a little bit different. So let's see if Devin Haney's going to come out here and, try to prove something. You know what I mean? Because I even heard Devin Haney request Ryan Garcia to meet him in the center of the ring. Now, that's interesting. That's definitely interesting. So, and I've been seeing Devin Haney's workouts where, like, he's hitting the power shield and shit like that. And he's really sitting down on these punches. So don't be surprised if Devin Haney really comes into this fight and is looking for the knockout. You see what I mean? Devin Haney isn't the biggest puncher, but at the end of the day, accuracy is just as dangerous as power punches. You know what I mean? If you put a shot in the right spot, you can get somebody up out of there. Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia was a perfect example. That body shot that Tank landed wasn't even the hardest punch of that fight. The first knockdown from Gervonta Davis was the hardest shot than the last knockdown that made Ryan Garcia quit. You see what I mean? However, the accuracy on that body shot was about as spot on as can be. And Ryan Garcia didn't like how it felt, and he refused to get up as a result of that. You see what I mean? So don't be surprised if Devin Haney takes a completely different approach in this fight and, you know, ultimately tries to go for the knockout, you know, taking away Ryan Garcia's best attribute and, you know, simultaneously trying to hurt the man. This is personal on the Haney side. That's what I'm telling y'all. Pagaz says, I know when somebody is hard or not. That's a crazy pause, but I'm going to let it ride. And I know Bill is not about that action. I mean, to each his own, bro. I'm not going to sit here and, you know, say somebody's not about that action if I don't know them personally. I would have to know somebody personally in order to make that assumption. I don't know Bill, so I'm not gonna go with that. So let's see what goes on after this.
Yeah, you out of boxing. That's right. Told you we ready. He ain't ready.
Live on DAZN Worldwide, April 20th. Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia.
That's the promotion right there. Let's check this out one more time. I'm gonna let this go all the way through. Pause. I'm gonna drown you.
Where's your mom at? Where's your mom, bitch? 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 Where's your mama, bitch?
If you got, hold on, I know I said I was gonna let it go all the way through. I lied, but check this shit out. This dude, Ryan Garcia, is literally like he's faced off with Devin Haney, but his eyes are everywhere. Take a look. I'm not a body language expert or anything like that, but what I can tell you is if your eyes are looking everywhere, you're distracted. You know what I mean? You're distracted. You're not really focused on that one man. So it seems like he's trying to get in more than one person's head in this situation, which is most likely Devin Haney and Bill Haney. You see what I mean? Or, you know, I don't really know what to make of that, but his eyes are definitely all over the place when he's doing this, right? Just take a look at this right here. Look, he's supposed to be looking at Devin. He's talking to Devin, but he's looking all around. Look, he's not looking at Devin Haney right there. So it's a lapse in focus on Ryan Garcia's part. You know what I mean? The whole time, Devin ain't worried about nobody but Ryan. Bro, imagine that, bro. Imagine getting mushed in front of your people. Imagine getting mushed in front of your own people, bro. Your mom is there. I'm assuming your father there. Your trainer's there. I seen a little pretty John in the background over there. That was probably his girl or somebody he dealing with or whatever. That's embarrassing, bro. Like you could play that troll game shit all you want, man. Like if you get, you know what I mean. If you get violated in front, if you getting violated in front of your own people, that's an embarrassing John. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion, man. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm taking things too personal, or you know, I don't know. But as a man, personally, bro, I would much rather get violated on some solo shit, where it's just me and that person there, than get violated in front of my whole family. You know what I mean? That's just me, though. I mean, he has the opportunity to, you know, get some get back off of that situation or whatever. But yeah, that was a L for Ryan Garcia. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like everybody keep talking about how he a master troll and he's getting under Devin Haney's skin. And bro, that shit all sound good, but at the end of the day, I could tell that Ryan Garcia looked a little embarrassed off of that situation. It seemed like he didn't know how to react. So that I don't know. He just did that impulsively. Like like, bro, you know damn well you don't feel good after that situation. You know what I mean? It's crazy that everybody is just saying that this is WWE shit. But he said it's fake, just like the other encounter they had. The boxers always use the fake push before fights. Well, this is a different type of push, my brother. This is what you not really, or you and a few other people aren't really understanding. This man mushed his face. That's a totally different type of disrespect. Now, if we going face to face or whatever, and you push me like if you push my chest and then I lean back a little bit, and then people get in the front. All right, you know what I mean? That's just part of the promo. We got a little physical, whatever. But this man is literally taking his hands, placing them on your face, and pushing through. That's a total different level of disrespect. You know what I mean? So I don't think this is something that was scripted. I think that he genuinely disrespected him because he was in the heat of the moment. Not everything, not all fights, have a script. There's sometimes where shit could definitely pop off because two people genuinely don't like each other. Now, I don't know how Ryan Garcia feels. I think Ryan Garcia is a pretty friendly guy. You know what I mean? So I think that he will be willing to be friends with Devin Haney after this fight. But on Devin Haney's end, this is extremely personal. And that's why I don't think Devin Haney is following a script. He genuinely dislikes Ryan Garcia. Ever since he made them comments about his religion, he's not rocking with him no more. And that's just how he giving it up, bro. So, I mean, y'all can say what y'all want. We just got different opinions on this situation, and that's all right. But God says, Ryan said he'd never been in a street fight. I believe him. I believe him too. Because there was a situation where there was at one point in time, I was real young that I never had a street fight. And I had actually gotten hit by somebody, and I've completely froze in the moment, did not know what to do. You see what I mean? Because I've never been in that situation. If you've never been in a situation like that, then, it's a likelihood, especially when you was as young as I was probably like 8, 9 years old, that you might freeze. And Ryan Garcia looked like he froze in that moment. He did not know what to do. He was not prepared, and he didn't know how to go about the situation. So what did he do? He did a random, impulsive thing, which was just sit there, and make noises and try to play it, and ultimately try to play it off. But you could tell Ryan Garcia was a little shocked / embarrassed. I don't care what nobody say. He was definitely embarrassed off of that situation. So it is what it is. Mushed, open palm to the face, open palm push to the face, crazy work. That's a fact. MS says Ryan knew how he would get into Devin's head under his skin. That comment about his mom, damn. Yeah, that's a fact. That's very personal. You know what I mean? But at the same time, Shakur Stevenson disrespected his father. Devin in return disrespected Shakur's mom, and then Shakur got all emotional as a result. You see what I mean? So, we don't really play about our mothers. You know what I mean? Especially me growing up, you couldn't say shit about my mom. You said something about my mom, it was up. And, it's definitely, I'm going to still have a problem if you find a way to disrespect my mom at this current moment. You see what I mean? So that's a personal thing. We hold our mothers close. You feel what I mean? So we don't want to hear nobody disrespecting our mothers. You know what I mean? That's the first woman that we come to love in life, typically. See what I mean? So we don't need nobody talking crazy about them. But, Ryan Garcia don't care. He's not in the best space mentally right now, so it's not far-fetched for him to, say some shit like that. You feel what I mean? Malik says, loving boxing / hip-hop. That's crazy. Y'all genuinely think that situation was fake. That's crazy. I don't believe so at all. Everything by John says, I just hope Ryan don't find a way to not be there night of the fight, shaking my head. Well, this is the thing, John. There's been a lot of rumors circulating that Ryan Garcia is pretty heavy right now. You know what I'm saying? The PBC's been doing they weight check-ins and shit like that. And I believe the last time they checked in, Ryan Garcia was 146. But, if you guys know boxing like I do, then, that could very well possibly be a situation where Ryan Garcia had just finished training. You know what I mean? You could easily be 154 pounds. You could work out for an hour and a half in a sauna suit, or just working out in general if you just sweat a lot. And you could get back, you could drop down to 146. You could lose 8 pounds of water in one workout. I've seen it happen on multiple occasions. That doesn't necessarily mean that, the weight is falling off, because you could easily, drink a couple bottles of water and then you back up to the 154-pound division. I mean, the 154-pound weight limit. You see what I mean? So they saying that Ryan Garcia is struggling right now. And when you look at the man's physique, bro, you could tell that he's not the most trim. Obviously he got abs and shit like that, but you can see that when Ryan Garcia is taking pictures, like certain pictures and stuff like that, it's like he's really trying to stretch his stomach out, and he's like pushing like his skin down to like show his abs being more defined and shit like that. It's stuff that I'm definitely noticing. Ryan Garcia has been drinking from what he's shown us. So it could very possibly be a situation where, those little bad habits that he's having, indulging in liquor, shit like that, is sitting in his system. Liquor is very hard to get up out of your system, man. Beer and shit like that Ryan Garcia has also admitted to drinking as well, close to the fight. It harms your weight cut process as well. That's the rumors that's been circulating throughout the boxing world that, Ryan Garcia is a possibility that, he doesn't make weight. Devin Haney, on the other hand, from what I've seen in that face-off, it seems like his face is starting to like, get thinner now. It seems like his face is starting to sink in now. So that lets me know that he's already in the process of getting rid of those last few pounds. And that's probably why Devin Haney looked highly irritable when he was in front of Ryan Garcia. He's just ready to fight now. You know what I mean? That's completely normal boxing behavior, which is another reason why I don't think this is scripted at all. If you ever been a part of a training camp for pro fighters, then you know that the final week of training camp is the hardest. You know what I mean? It seems like, the whole camp seems to go by fast as hell. And then that final week when you finally about to fight, it seems like everything starts to go in slow motion because you just want to get in the ring so bad. You want to perform so bad. And knowing that it's close, that it's like right there, it's something that you're thinking about nonstop. And as a result, it seems like time slows down for that entire week. You know what I mean? So I think that Devin Haney, with him cutting these last few pounds and, just constantly thinking about the fight and, his eagerness to get in there, it could very possibly put him in a mind frame where he's like easily annoyed, frustrated, you know what I mean? Impatient. You know what I mean? Malik, this is a great point right here. He said, can Ryan even comfortably make 140? Duarte was at a catch weight above it. That's a fact. I remember when I was under the impression that the fight was at 140 and shit like that, but I think it was at a catch weight of like 143, 144, I think. You know what I mean? And I was wondering, I'm like, why would they do that? When they never told the fans. They never told the fans that this fight was going to be at a catch weight until like up to the day of the weigh-in. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like confused, like, bro, where the fuck does catch weight even come from? And typically when they don't announce the weight classes or anything like that, or, they just bring up, catch weights out of nowhere, it's typically because, what I think happened in all honesty was Ryan Garcia had a fight. The fight was supposed to be at 140, right? But then, the last couple weeks of training or whatever, he probably was having a lot of trouble getting that weight off. So, he put a call in like, yo, can we change the weight of this fight to, this weight right here? You know what I mean? The promoter's like, all right, let's see what we could do. Gives a call to Oscar Duarte's team and was like, yo, he's having a little bit of trouble. Is there any way we could work out a catch weight? Adrian Broner did that several times where he was supposed to fight at, 140 and then he'll change the weight class to 147 and shit like that. Like, we've seen that happen. You see what I mean? So that's very possible. And that's probably what happened with Ryan, honestly, because they never, ever said that the fight was at a catch weight until, the very last minute. Everybody was confused, like, yo, why are they both overweight? You see what I mean? So let's see. The Stranger says, what's good, Mark? It's been a minute. What's going on? Anonymous. Shout out to my boy Anonymous. He said, let's also not forget Ryan hasn't fought 140-pounder yet. Tago, Fortuna, Duarte were all lightweights moving up. Wasn't Tago at lightweight, though? Was that at 140? But regardless, you would be correct anyway, because these are smaller guys. But let's check out. Oh, okay. They fought at 138. Okay. So technically, that is a super lightweight contest. Javier Fortuna was at 140. And he went down. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, yeah. Technically, it's a super lightweight contest. The stranger says, "Yo, Mark, can I ask you off-topic question? It's about Benavidez and Canelo. Sure, ask away, my brother." Million Film says that tank bag, no joke. Every fighter moving up to 140 after they fight him. Who else besides Ryan Garcia moved up? Rolly, Isaac Cruz. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Everything by John says, you think NUA should come to the States? He said he good in Japan. That's where the money at. Well, if there was more competition in the States, in all honesty, then it would make sense for him to come over there. But like, it's a situation where I feel like if it ain't broke, they ain't no need to fix it. You know what I'm saying? If NUA is, doing great numbers over there, and he continues to be the A side, and they paying him well, then he should stay his ass over there. You know what I mean? Go wherever pays you the most. I don't think it's really a necessity to really come to the U.S. If that's where his market is, that's where his fan base is, and that's where he's able to make the most money and make the biggest fights happen, stay your ass in Japan, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm with it. I don't think it's really necessary for NUA to like make the States his main place to fight. I don't really get it. Maybe if he goes up to 26, 130, if he goes to 126 and 130, then that he might have to come to the States. But at this point in time, with him being like the top dog at 122, the most popular fighter at 122, he's the A side. You gotta come to him. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Floyd made everybody come to Vegas. Why not? Is Benavidez not allowed to activate his mandatory to force Canelo to face him or vacate? Why hasn't he done it? Just asking. Well, I could tell I know exactly where you got that question from, because that's the new thing that they're saying as of right now. And this is the thing, right? And this is an article that I could pull up, because WBC told you about their own mouth that they were going to mandate David Benavidez to fight Canelo Alvarez in March of 2024, right? This is something that we do know. This is stuff that we could definitely pull up in this public information, right? And this is on several websites. Let's see. This is Boxing News 24/7 right here. So this is we gonna get into this right now. Let's do it. But wait, hold up. Let's answer this real quick. What's up with Dev throwing shade at Boots when Gilly said him and Boots got the best jab at boxing, and Dev goes and says Boots is unproven? Well, it's kind of true. You know what I mean? Like, Jerron Ennis, he passes the eye test for a lot of people. I know he's special because I've witnessed him spar and box personally. But in terms of having like that elite level opponent, Boots isn't really proven yet. Until he fights a top dog, we won't really know how good he is. You see what I mean? So I don't think Devin Haney was throwing shade at all. I think what he was saying was, he may have a great jab, but we haven't seen that jab on display against any of the elite dudes, because you don't ultimately know how good you are or how good your attributes are until you're testing them amongst elite fighters. You see what I mean? I don't think it was a shot at Jerron Ennis at all. I just think that, Devin Haney feels like Boots has to prove himself. And that's just the name of the game. You got to prove yourself. We could think you good all we want, but until you fight somebody, that is a top dog or can even possess some problems for you to, to go up against, then we won't really know how good you are. You never know how good you are until you're ultimately testing it. Boots is relatively untested at this point in time. That doesn't necessarily mean that he's a fucking overrated or a hype job or anything like that. But this is a prove it type sport. Everything is earned. You know what I mean? And one of the main things that's not given but earned in boxing is respect. And Boots not going to be able to get that respect or, that check mark, that check off the box amongst boxing fans until, he faces an elite guy. So I don't think Devin Haney was throwing shots at all. I don't think so. I think he was just saying what everybody knows. Let's share the screen right here to answer the stranger's question. This is the thing right here. So your question is, let's go back to this. Is Benavidez not allowed to activate his mandatory to force Canelo to face him or vacate? Why hasn't he done it? Just asking. So let's see. Let's read this by Boxing News 24/7 right here, man. Shout out to them for this. And this was back in February of 2024. First statement right here should answer everything that you need to. It should answer your question right here. WBC President Mauricio Suleiman states that David Benavidez is the mandatory challenger for undisputed super middleweight champion Canelo Alvarez. So you're saying right here, is Benavidez not allowed to activate his mandatory to force Canelo to face him or vacate? Well, Mauricio Suleiman is telling you right there that he is the mandatory challenger for Canelo Alvarez. So why does he have to activate anything if he currently is the mandatory? Why do you have to activate your mandatory when you already are the mandatory? You see what I mean? So I don't think he necessarily has to do anything. He's already there. The problem is Mauricio Suleiman, according to this article right here, has never given Canelo Alvarez a deadline to face this mandatory. He's mandated him to fight David Benavidez, but he hasn't given him a time frame in which he should fight David Benavidez. So that allows Canelo Alvarez to move around freely as long as he wants until the WBC puts their foot down. What are they doing right now? Stay in the fuck shut. Let Canelo do whatever he wants. Why? Because of the money. Are you going to take 3% off? Look, think about this. You try to make you own the WBC. This is WBC right here. Your whole objective is to make as much money as possible in the sport of boxing, right? Would you rather get 3% of Canelo Alvarez's paychecks, or would you rather have 3% of David Benavidez's paychecks? Hands down, Canelo Alvarez paychecks. I'd rather have 3% of Canelo Alvarez's paychecks. You know why? Because Canelo Alvarez gets paid more than David Benavidez. The more the fighter gets paid, the bigger the amount I'm gonna get. It's simple and plain, bro. Like let's say, and I'm sure Canelo Alvarez negotiated, his sanctioning fees and stuff like that. But let's say it's traditionally 3%, right? WBC gets 3% of what Canelo Alvarez makes in a fight. So let's say Canelo Alvarez gets $50 million against Jaime Munguia, right? 50 million times 0.03. That's $1.5 million for a fight. And all they doing is giving this motherfucker a belt. $1.5 million. Meanwhile, let's say David Benavidez he's about to fight Alexander Volzik. Let's say he makes $4 million off of that fight. I don't know how much he's getting paid, but for hypothetical reasons, $4 million, 0.03. 120,000. That's how much they will be getting off of David Benavidez. So y'all tell me. Damn, I forgot what the last number was, but I think it was 1.5 million. Would y'all rather get 1.5 million or $120,000? We all know what the question is. We all know what the answer is. I'm sorry. That's it. So, is Benavidez not allowed to activate his mandatory? What's the point of activating a mandatory when you currently are the mandatory? But Suleiman is slick as hell because he said that he was going to mandate David Benavidez to be the mandatory challenger for Canelo Alvarez in March of 2024. And ultimately he did. However, he didn't give him a deadline. So it's like, yo, you got a speeding ticket, right? You gotta pay $300. $100. You gotta pay $100 for this speed ticket. You know what I'm saying? This is what you owe, but there's no time frame in which you have to pay it. Are you ever gonna pay it? Keep it 1,000. Are y'all gonna pay it? Would y'all ever pay for a ticket that doesn't have an expiration date on it? Because, typically it'd be like, yo, you don't pay this parking ticket in 2 weeks, then, we're going to penalize you. We're going to give you a late fee. It's going to double. If they be like, yo, you owe us $300, but, you could pay it whenever you want, or, there's no expiration date. There's no time limit in which you could pay it. Are you ever going to pay it? You will never be penalized. So why the fuck would I wouldn't even care to pay it? That's how Canelo Alvarez feels. Like, all right, he's my mandatory, but, y'all not giving me a time frame in which to fight the man for the belt. So I'm going to keep doing whatever the fuck I want. Come on, man. And that's not David Benavidez's fault. You see what I mean? He's doing everything he can to make the fight happen. Canelo Alvarez don't want the fight to happen. He told y'all. He's saying this while he's having all 4 belts. I've done enough in my career. I can do whatever I want. And these sanctioning bodies like, oh yeah, man, Canelo could do whatever he want, man, as long as he pay us. We don't give a fuck. That's just how it is. You feel me? So it is what it is, man. Like, people keep throwing it on David Benavidez that he needs to, he needs to put more things into action, and he needs to do this and do that. Bro, he's did everything that he's possibly capable of doing in order to get this fight. This man even said he'll do a rehydration clause. And Canelo Alvarez still shooting the idea down. It's like, God damn, like, what else you want this man to do? Do you want this man to fight for free? Like, what is we doing? I don't understand. Ralph says WBC stands for We Bet Canelo. That's a fact. James Toney says WBC stands for We Beat Crooks. And that shit still holds true to this day. James Toney said that shit back in like the 90s. Did you hear Canelo say the people criticizing him for cherry picking are not his fans? That's fucking hilarious. So based off of that logic, he's pretty much saying the people who are encouraging him to cherry pick are his fans. Or Canelo fans encourage him to, duck fighters. If you're saying that, yo, people who criticize me for cherry picking are not fans of mine, then I guess the people that don't criticize you for cherry picking are your fans. So you pretty much telling your like this is too easy, bro. So you mean to tell me that to be a fan of Canelo Alvarez, you have to put up with cherry picking? Can't make this shit up, man. Can't make this shit up. And these dumbass media members, man, this is how they make their living or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's how they make their living, right? So the last thing they want to do is get their credentials taken away. And, Canelo's a real sensitive guy, and if he feels like you go against him, you a hater. If you disagree with him, you a hater. So guess what? If you're not going to let me say whatever I want, or if you're going to play the devil's advocate, we're going to take your credentials away. So these media members be with their cameras and shit, be letting Canelo Alvarez talk, and they just be like, oh, yeah, man, yeah, man, you're totally right, man. Yeah, fuck Benavidez. Like, what? Y'all know he dead wrong, but ain't nobody going to check that man. Miles Jordan in the building. He said the craziest concept to me is him saying he won't fight Benavidez because he hasn't done anything, but he's fighting Haney. Shit doesn't make no sense. Bro, it absolutely doesn't. Bro, you're justified in feeling that way. You're 100% correct for, being confused in this situation because it doesn't make sense at all. What has Jaime Munguia done that David Benavidez hasn't? I mean, yeah. What has Jaime Munguia done that Benavidez hasn't done in boxing? Win a world title? Benavidez has won multiple world titles. Multiple. And he's only ever lost these titles because of his irresponsibilities. Him being irresponsible outside of the ring. He's never been beat for his belts. I think Jaime Munguia got his one and only title facing. Did he win a title outside of 54? Because I swear to God, like he beat Saddam Ali for a belt when he was like 21 years old at 154. He washed Saddam Ali, right? And since then, he hasn't really done anything. So if we look at David Benavidez's last couple fights, we talking about Demetrius Andrade, Caleb Plant. Who has Jaime Munguia defeated that was on the level of a Demetrius Andrade or a Caleb Plant? Y'all gonna sit there and be puzzled. You know why? Because Jaime Munguia hasn't beat anybody on the level of a Demetrius Andrade or a Caleb Plant. Simple and plain. Simple and plain. And I find it funny that, all Jaime Munguia had to do was beat John Ryder, who had a common opponent with Canelo Alvarez. Meanwhile, David Benavidez beats a common opponent with Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant, and Canelo still doesn't look his way. You know what I mean? He was like, oh, David Benavidez has only beat one world champion, and that was, what was his name? Anthony Durrell? Andre Durrell? I think it was Anthony Durrell. How many champions has Jaime Munguia beat? Saddam Ali, one. Bro, like this shit too easy, bro. And since you said that, David Benavidez has beat champions back to back since you said that. So now what you gonna say? Malik says, if Canelo beats Munguia, who's left at 68 to fight? Nobody of importance. It seems like David Morrell is moving up to 175 with Benavidez. I don't know, bro. I have no idea. Maybe he'll try to bring David Benavidez back down to 68 after he fights Volzdik at 75 in hopes of draining him. I don't know what the situation is. He might bring Jamal Charlo out of the woodworks and fight him on that last fight of that PBC deal. Who fucking knows? Malik says, if M. Billy gets a fight with Canelo Alvarez before David Benavidez, bro, that'll be absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Because we just started hearing about M. Billy recently. And this man hasn't done anything. Miles Jordan says cherry picking is killing the sport of boxing. Thanks. These boxers want us fans to support these bullshit fights and say we hating because we holding them accountable. Bro, welcome to my world. Because I've been saying this shit for years. And this is the thing, right? The reason why boxers want us fans to support the bullshit fights is because a lot of these fans be supporting bullshit fights. You know what I mean? Gervonta Davis fans, bro. Gervonta Davis could fight a fucking hungry homeless motherfucker outside a pretzel factory, bro. and they'll be like, "Oh man, yeah, man, yeah, that's a good fight, man. Yeah, we tuned in, man. Yeah. That's the one. That's the one." And then when you be like, "Yo, bro, like, who the fuck is bold to be fighting Gervonta Davis?" "Oh man, you a hater, man. Yeah, this must be a Gervonta Davis hate channel." "Oh yeah. You're a Gervonta Davis hater, man. Oh yeah, be more all day. Yeah. Yeah. Sure, buddy. See what I mean? So when these guys, when these boxers see these fans supporting these bullshit fights, they think everybody's supposed to share that same, idea. They're supposed to have that same approach. You know what I'm saying? And nowadays, if you disagree with somebody, you a hater. No matter how you point it out, you could be as gentle as possible with your approach. You a hater. That's the world that we live in today. There's no such thing as, holding somebody accountable. There's no such thing as, having a difference in opinion. You have an opinion that's different from somebody else's, you a hater. If you feel like somebody's doing something wrong, and you call it out, you a hater. It is what it is. Motherfuckers is too soft. You know what I mean? Ain't man enough to, take on some negative criticism. It's hard for us boxing lovers because we don't have any biases. I like boxing, not necessarily a certain fighter, so I call bullshit when I see this. Well, I'm a fan of boxers, but I prioritize being a fan of the sport first. That's what makes me different than a lot of people. You know what I mean? I put boxing first before any of the fighters because that fighter that you could be a fan of could retire or become irrelevant in the world of boxing is still going to continue moving forward. And there's going to be fighters that we're going to end up being fans of later down the line, and the cycle is going to continue from there. You know what I mean? Eventually, the Shakurs, the Haneys, the Tanks, they're going to be in the past, and then we're going to embrace other fighters that's on the come up and shit like that. You see what I mean? So I'm a fan of the sport before I am a fan of the individual. You know what I mean? So if I felt, even if I'm a huge fan of Subriel Matias, bro, I'm a huge fan of Subriel, but I didn't like how the way he was talking about Devin Haney in his last interview, talking about Devin Haney needs to do 500K pay-per-view buys, and he's not a draw and shit like that. Meanwhile, he's never had a pay-per-view event. He's never headlined a pay-per-view in his fucking life. He's never even sold a pay-per-view. So who are you to, try to, talk as if you are above this man? He has a series of pay-per-views he's been a part of and headline. Meanwhile, you haven't done any, and you're the one talking and you speaking from the perspective of somebody who's like the A side, and you're not. You know what I mean? So I hold motherfuckers accountable, bro. If Devin Haney get to talking like that, whenever Subriel name come up or anybody, I'm gonna hold his feet to the fire too. It is what it is, bro. I just feel like the reason why I haven't been really criticizing Devin Haney lately is because he's been doing a lot of the right things. Straight like that. You know what I mean? Down to the Shakur offer, all of that. I felt like Devin Haney has been moving the right way. And whenever I feel like he's not moving correctly, I'm a say something about it. I'm not a yes man, bro. I've never been a yes man in my life. There's been people that I've been rocking with since I was young boys, and if I feel like they doing something wrong or something I don't like, I'm gonna say it. And I don't give a fuck what happened behind that. So I'm comfortable with whatever situation come from it. You feel what I mean? The stranger says, Mark, you watched that Jared Anderson fight? Bob Arum talking about there's nobody else for him to fight but FA on Top Rank. Well, if Bob Arum is going around and saying that a lot of guys are turning him down or aren't looking to fight him, most likely FA is one of them dudes who's not looking forward to fighting Jared Anderson. Simple and plain. I seen Jared Anderson come on social media not too long ago and asked Michael Hunter to fight him in August, and Michael Hunter says he's been chasing Jared Anderson. So it seems like they both optimistic about fighting each other. So don't be surprised if Jared Anderson is facing Michael the Bounty Hunter in August. Now, is that the best fight? Not really, honestly, not really. But I'll take it. I'll take it. But then I also seen Luis Ortiz that came out and was expressing interest in fighting Jared Anderson as well. And Jared Anderson looked like he was willing to take on the challenge. So let's see. I don't think Jared Anderson is as avoided as they're making it seem. Um, what the problem probably is that Top Rank probably isn't willing to pay that much um, to fight Jared Anderson. That might be what the situation is. But Luis Ortiz, this man is a former world title challenger. He was like this close to becoming WBC champion at one point in that first fight with Wilder. And he's dangerous, you know, but he's in his 40s. He's in decline, obviously. So if you want to beat somebody like Luis Ortiz, who was the boogeyman of the heavyweight division for one point in time, do it. You know what I mean? Just go after it. Luis Ortiz, Michael Hunter. I think that Luis Ortiz is a bigger name, so I would go in that direction, honestly. Luis Ortiz is on the decline. So this is the most vulnerable point you could get him at right now. And if you're able to stop him, that'll be impressive too, because Andy Ruiz was the last one to beat Luis Ortiz, but he wasn't able to stop him. He dropped him a couple times, but wasn't able to stop him. So if you're able to do that, then you know what I mean? That's what's up. Bro says I didn't like how Earl was doing Bud back in 2020, where he was talking about giving Bud 70-30 or 80-20. That made him look scary to me. I wasn't in support of what he said, even though I'm a fan. That's the thing, though. Just because, and this is the thing that people believe nowadays, that if you're a fan of somebody, you have to agree with everything they do. Bro, I've never agreed with somebody 100% ever in life. There's always going to be something that I feel like I'm going to disagree with somebody on. My father, my mother, my significant other. You know what I mean? When my son grow up, he probably going to be doing shit that I disagree with as well. You're never going to agree with somebody 100%. You could rock with them 100%. You could support them 100%, but you're not going to agree with them 100%. And I didn't like how Earl was moving in that situation either. And what used to bother me more than Earl was how the way Derek James used to talk about Terrence Crawford. He used to talk about how like Terrence Crawford don't bring enough money to the table and the fight don't make sense and he don't care about that fight being next. And it's like, yo, Derek James, bro, you're a trainer. Shut the fuck up. You're not in charge of the business, bro. You don't know the business. You know what I mean? Just stick to training your fighters and getting your fighters ready for fights, for real, because it's not your lane, bro. You see what I mean? So, nah. That used to irritate me, bro. Whenever they used to ask Derek James about Terrence Crawford, bro, you know what I mean? He always try to downplay Terrence Crawford, and that's a fight that, don't really need to be made and shit. And I was like, bro, it's the most demanding fight in boxing, bro. Like, what the fuck is you talking about? At that point in time, it was the biggest fight to be made, the most meaningful fight in boxing, and you over here downplaying it. When we trying to get this fight going, it's like, Derek James, what the fuck are you doing? Let's see, what else? Yeah, I remember when Terrence Crawford was like, yo, you're not the boogeyman if I keep chasing you. Was telling Earl that. Then he went on, and then Earl was like, why would I fight you? Why would I fight you when I could go the easy route first or some shit like that? He had said something along those lines. You know what I'm saying? But, Earl stuck to his word at the end of the day. He ended up fighting the man. You know what I mean? So we can't really shit on him. But it was some little funny language going on whenever PBC and Terrence Crawford was like at the same place at the same time, or if they were in the same discussion. You know what I mean? That, the other side of the street shit originated from not wanting to fight Terrence Crawford. And in terms of that 70-30, 80-20 shit, Southwest Dice says he was joking, I believe. I mean, he might have been, but at the same time, it's like, man, fuck all the joking shit, man. Make the fight happen. And I'm just glad they were able to do so. Said, Dan, what happened to Andy Ruiz? Inactivity and pricing himself out. he had an opportunity to fight Deontay Wilder recently before the Joseph Parker fight, and they had asked for an obscene amount of money. And Deontay Wilder said that fucking he was gonna be on the bench as a result. And I guess he ain't lying because Ruiz hasn't been anywhere near a fight since then. He said, damn, we got really off topic. Yeah, it's a fact. But I pretty much spoke about the Devin Haney putting hands on Ryan Garcia. I did the whole reaction to it and shit like that. So, we off of that topic. So let's get into the next one. And I love this. This is great news. I was looking forward to seeing this rematch for a long time, but it seems like Jake Paul, MVP Promotions, back at it again with another great fight, man. And Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor, the rematch is official. And I believe it's going to be the co-main event with Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, man. You know what I mean? And, that first fight, if y'all watched the first fight between Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor, it was an absolutely amazing fight, man. Amanda Serrano coming forward, throwing bombs and looking to search and destroy. You know what I mean? And we had Katie Taylor who was looking to set traps and box and, just try to, in attempts to outclass Amanda Serrano. It was a highly controversial fight, in my opinion. I thought that Amanda Serrano did enough to defeat Katie Taylor. There was other people that thought otherwise, and it was a close competitive bout. You know what I mean? And Katie Taylor was able to become the victor in that situation. So it was a close, controversial fight. And they looking to run it back again. Since then, Amanda Serrano has done some sensational things in the sport of boxing. I believe she was the first woman to make a 7-figure payday in women's boxing history. I believe that she's also the first woman to do 12 3-minute rounds. You know what I mean? And she did that. She did it effortlessly. Became undisputed. She's did some amazing things, man. And I think that she has a strong case for being the actual GOAT. That's just me. Yeah, I mean, if you want to give it to Clarissa Shields, that's cool. But in terms of like longevity and accolades and shit like that, Amanda Serrano has a very strong case for being one of the GOATs as well. And plus, she has a very high knockout ratio for a woman. So that's why I give a lot of kudos to Amanda Serrano. She has a sensational record as well. But yeah, she's going up against Katie Taylor. Katie Taylor, I believe, she lost that one fight, and then she came back and became she was able to avenge that loss and become undisputed again, or whatever the situation is. So now they're about to face each other. And Katie Taylor got Woman Fighter of the Year over Amanda Serrano, which I thought was absolute bullshit, in all honesty, because how the fuck are you Female Fighter of the Year? You were 1-1 throughout the year. Yeah, I mean, I thought Amanda Serrano got that hands down, but it is what it is, man. I can't really see why Katie Taylor got that at all, but it is what it is, man. We would just have to ask the voters that. But Amanda Serrano, according to what she's wrote, she seems like she's pretty pissed off with Katie Taylor because Katie Taylor refused to do 12 3-minute rounds. You know what I mean? So I guess Amanda Serrano is taking a step backwards and, doing 12 2-minute rounds. Katie Taylor didn't want that going on at all. And as a result, Amanda Serrano said that this fight ain't going the distance. She's not leaving it in the hands of the judges because she thought she won the last fight. So that's interesting. Let me see if I can find exactly what she said. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Because you could tell she was talking a little spicy, which is a little slightly out of character for Amanda Serrano. But let's see. Let's see. Okay. Let's look at it right here. So this is from the desk of Amanda Serrano. She says, finally, I promised my fans this rematch, and I wanted it to be 12 3-minute rounds, but Katie wanted 10 2-minute rounds. She's the champ, so that is what we'll do. I believe I won our first fight, but I didn't get the decision. This time I'm not leaving it to the judges. No more sweet Serrano. War mentality activated. Thank you, Jordan, Nakissa, Jake, Mike, and Netflix for making the biggest women's boxing event ever. See you soon, Katie. So she talking spicy. She talking spicy. Now, I guess, like, I can see both sides of the coin. Like, you know, a lot of women's boxers, you know, they want to be acknowledged just as much as men are acknowledged and shit like that. But, you know, whenever it comes to, you know, trying to put them on an equal, you know, playing level, they seem to not be willing to do so. You know what I'm saying? And one of the steps, you know, that would have put them in the right direction. Y'all want equality, fight the same amount of rounds and times as these guys do. But, you know, Katie Taylor, she doesn't seem to be with it. And I remember she did an interview where she said that she wasn't really like a big fan of 12 3-minute rounds for some reason. And in that last fight with Amanda Serrano, she was basically knocked out on her feet. She was hurt real bad. Amanda Serrano, you know, almost stopped her in one of those rounds. I forgot what round it was, but pretty much had her knocked out on her feet. Imagine if Amanda Serrano would have had an additional minute to close out the show. Katie Taylor, you know, she might have came up short in that bout and possibly have gotten stopped if there was more time on that clock. That's just what I personally believe. But, you know, Amanda acknowledged that Katie's the A side, so she get to call the shots, I guess. But shout out to Amanda Serrano. You know what I mean? This woman went from, you know, being paid $5,000, $3,000 to $5,000 for world title fights, bro, to becoming, you know, the first woman to get a 7-figure payday in women's boxing. So we got to respect her for, you know, coming that far. She made some great business moves, and, you know, Jake Paul has been a big blessing on her career. I don't think her career would have turned out this exact way if it wasn't for Jake Paul. You see what I mean? Jake Paul has been an excellent promoter. Excellent promoter. We can feel about him we can feel all these negative things about Jake Paul all we want, but two things we can't dispute is that he's a great businessman, and, you know, he doesn't take care of his fighters, because he definitely does. He changed Amanda Serrano's life for the better. You know what I'm saying? So, much respect. She's doing Jordan. She's Jordan Sheriff. She's doing, I think, 12 2-minute rounds, according to Amanda Serrano. Oh no, it's 10 2-minute rounds. Wow. So 2 less rounds. Wow. Okay. So instead of 36 minutes, she wants 20 minutes. She don't want that additional 16 on the clock. She don't want that additional 16 minutes on the clock. Wow. I thought it was 12-2, but it's 10-2. Okay. Crazy. Anonymous says she better go study some Marvin Hagler. That's a fact. Wow. This is going to be at 140 pounds. That's interesting. I'm really looking forward to that fight, man. Whew. I remember being so disappointed after Katie Taylor was announced the winner, because I was so sure Amanda Serrano won the fight. Hopefully, Amanda Serrano is able to take advantage of the moment and, you know, really beat Katie Taylor. And then after that, I want to see her fight Alicia Bumgarner, because Alicia Bumgarner swears she the shit. Jordan says, damn, those 2 minutes go by too quick for Serrano to impose her style. That may be true. You know what I mean? That may be true. And that's probably something Katie Taylor knows as well, which is why she was hell bent on doing 10 by 2. The least amount of time she's in there with Amanda, the better. I mean, if you give Amanda more time to do damage, then it's a bad job. Amanda is a vicious puncher. You know what I mean, amongst females. They said she only sparred dudes because the women can't keep up with her. You know what I mean? So there's that. There's that. Nah, I don't think it's gonna be in Ireland. It's gonna be on the same card as Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, I believe, and that's in Arlington, Texas, at the AT&T Stadium. You know what I'm saying? So it's lit. July 20th. Saturday, July 20th at AT&T Stadium. And they fighting on Netflix. Damn, that's fucking lit, bro. I could watch the fight on Netflix. That's a good joint. That's a real good joint. But all right, y'all, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. You know what I mean? I'm gonna take my ass to bed. I know my son gonna wake up for his bottle soon. And I appreciate everybody that was in the building. This was a pretty low-key live today, man. I don't think my notifications were sent out how they were supposed to be, but it is what it is, man. We definitely got off topic, too, so shout out to my boy Anonymous for getting us back on track. You know what I mean? Jordan Scherer says, yeah, man, the skills are nice. Thought she won the first fight based on the fact she hurt Taylor bad. Yeah, I just thought that she was the effective aggressor, and I thought she landed, like, the harder shots and shit like that, but, you know, the judges saw a completely different thing, so you know, it is what it is. It's a good thing that they're getting the rematch back in order so we can see if Amanda Serrano has what it takes to, you know, turn things around. You know what I mean? But, yeah, man, that's pretty much my live for the night, man. I wasn't going to call Teofimo nut ass daddy, but, you know, we're going to leave that alone, man. I'm going to try to set that up. Ree says, Devin by KL. Shout out to my boy, Ree. Yeah, that's what it's looking like. I might put some bread up on Devin. I might bet for the first time, Ree. I'm gonna hit you up about that. I think I'm gonna put some bread on Devin stopping Ryan Garcia in this fight, man. But that's just me. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna take my ass to sleep, man. I appreciate everybody that came through and showed love to the channel, man. If y'all can hit the like button on the way out, it'll be very much appreciated. You know what I mean? But until then, this is Mazuma TV. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'll be back with some more videos tomorrow, along with another live, so be on the lookout for that. But until then, y'all have a blessed, beautiful night. I'm out of here, man. Peace.